On the podcast today, we got Alex Strouf. Hope I'm saying that name right, because I had a few.
You got it.
I had a couple, 3 beers. All right, but he does a live show on Cream City Central. He does a lot of different stuff. He's a manager at a radio station. I'll let him explain it to you. But I plan on having like this great intro.
You shit the bed, dude.
I did. Like Pat McAfee's like, whenever he has players on, he's like, we got 3-time Pro Bowler. He once did this and that. He was over there doing this, and now he's on my show. Like, I planned on all that. So let's try it again. All right.
Here we go.
Alex Strouf, he does a live show on Cream City Central. He's a manager of a radio station I don't remember the name of, but he'll tell me when he starts talking. Alex Strouf, welcome to the show.
Woo! Thank you. That was actually not terrible. I mean, you forgot the entire thing you were going to say, but it wasn't as bad as I expected.
Progress. But hey, thanks for coming on. First, sure. Before we start, I do want people to know who the hell you are. So you have a live show on Cream City Central. What days is that? Because I thought it was Wednesday, but it's actually Tuesdays, isn't it?
It's Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, 3 to 5 Central. So that's called the Alex Strouf Show. Really original, I know. So we do that on the Cream City Central social pages, and then obviously we podcast the whole thing every Tuesday and Thursday night as well. So you can look that up wherever you get your podcasts. I'm 21 years old, so I'm entering my senior year here at University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, where, as you mentioned, I'm the station manager of our college radio station. It's called 90 FM. We host the world's largest trivia contest, which is kind of neat. But yeah, that's what I do. I mean, I've been working in sports media since I was 13. In your area, actually, Denmark is where I went to high school. And I was the sports editor of the Denmark News, which is the weekly paper out there when I was in high school. So I've been working in sports media since I was, 13 or 14, so 7 or 8 years now. And here we are.
And you have that voice. You have that note, because I actually have notes like behind me, like over your head. And one of them is, do you think you could be an announcer? Because I think we talked before, because for people who don't know, we did do a podcast.
We did a drunk podcast, yeah.
And I was hammered. I think you were a little bit hammered.
I was like on that buzz train heading to Hammertown.
Yeah, I was on Hammertown, and I was down the tracks, and you couldn't see the train no more.
Yeah, right.
So I listened to it, and I decided the world doesn't need to hear this. We're gonna do this, and I'm having beers now. But now I'm on a good buzz. I'm on buzz train. I can see the train. It's coming in departure, but it isn't here yet. It'll get here. I got some beers over here, but so. We did this, and we talked about like your voice, like that's why you're on the radio. That's probably why you got that job. You have that voice, and you said that people have said that you sound like Bob Menery.
Yeah, I've heard the Bob. I forgot we talked about that. Yeah, I've never told that story. So I was doing it. I'll retell it because I think I might have told you this already. But so I was doing about a year and a half ago, maybe almost 2 years ago now. I was doing weekly videos for an Instagram account called All Sports News, about 600,000 followers on Instagram. And one week I posted a video, and the comment section was just filled with @Bob Menery. Is this your son? @Bob Menery. Is this a younger you? Because apparently I kind of look like him, which I don't see. But people think I sound like him as well. But the voice, yeah. So people. I had a meeting, 2-3 weeks ago with a couple of guys at Cream City Central I had never talked to, via Zoom or over the phone or whatever. And the first thing one of those guys said to me was, I thought your voice was fake. I thought you were just doing that for the show. And I get that all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe when I was like 17, 18, I probably tried to deepen it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But long story short is, I got blessed with a cool voice, and I've always known I wanted to go into broadcast ever since I was 7. So it worked out nicely for me.
Did Bob Menery ever respond to you? Or
no, I shot him
in the comments.
No, I don't. He might have liked him or maybe responded to one. I really don't remember. But I think I shot him a DM that day too, and I was like, "Hey, apparently I'm your son. Let's do a podcast." And he never got back to me. But Bob Menery's on a totally different planet than I am. So
yeah, he follows me, and he doesn't respond to me either. So
okay. So I shouldn't feel too bad.
I've actually talked to him. I remember I did this video. I think we talked about this, but they don't know. So let's just talk about it again.
Let's talk about it again. I don't really remember anyway, Matt. I'll just be completely transparent with you.
I only remember because I watched it the next day. As I was like, no, but I made a video because he said in his story, I followed him for a little bit. You know, he does for people who don't know, he does the commentary of like fake broadcaster, fake commentary, whatever. He swears and all that stuff. But he said, make a video doing this or that. I think it was Little League World Series. He wanted to be the announcer for the Little League World Series. So I made a video. I crossed my eyes. I did all, you know, and then he followed me and DM'd me and said, hey, what's your number? I'm going to call you. So he called me and he was like, how'd you get started? We'd had a little, 3-minute conversation and he was really cool. And then we talked here and there, but since then he's blowing up and he, I don't try to talk to him anymore. I mean, it's not like, he's a good guy, but yeah, like he's big time. He's big time.
No, right. Like I said, he's on a completely different planet, especially nowadays, man. I mean, he's the voice of Buffalo Wild Wings. He's got a podcast. I mean, he's blown into another universe. Yeah, he's doing by all means deserved.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's doing what I wish I could do. I don't have
right.
I don't have a voice. I got eyes. I do the eyes.
That's what you got going for you.
Yeah, which isn't great for podcasts. That's why I'm doing video too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the audio doesn't pick up the where I don't know where you're looking. First off, but second off,
I'm talking to somebody at work and they're like looking around. I just cover one eye. I'm like, all right, me and you right here. That's what we're doing. Like at the gas station, people don't know. I remember doing concessions for my kids, like baseball tournament, basketball tournament, stuff, and people don't know me, so they'll come up and they'll be like, "I'd like a burger or whatever," and I'll be like, "All right," and they'll be like, looking. Nobody knows whose turn it is, so I just cover it up. But me and you, come on, what do you want? Burger? What are we doing? Because they don't know. They're looking around.
Burger? What do you want?
I'm like, what do you want? And the guy over there is like, I'll have a burger. I'm like, I ain't talking to you. So
that's classic. That's classic.
So do you think you could be a commentator? Like, let's say it wouldn't be a big time right away. Obviously, you got to take steps or whatever. But let's say whatever type of league asked you, we want you to commentate our baseball team or whatever. Could you do it?
I could do it, yeah. But that's not really where my passion is, right? I love play-by-play. I do play-by-play. I'm the voice of the Green Bay Blizzard. I'm sure who you know.
Actually, I didn't. I know that.
Well, now you do.
I knew that. I should know that. I shouldn't have even admitted that. But like, yeah, of course I knew that. I know that Kyle does the camera work for them.
Yeah, he does some so that's how Kyle and I met. Kyle Hoffenbecker, I imagine some people that watch you and listen to you know who that is. He's the producer of my show, but we met through the Blizzard, yeah. So I was their play-by-play commentator in last year was 2019, was going to come back again this year, and obviously their season didn't happen. So we'll see if I do it next year. It depends what opportunities are lined up for me at that point. But yeah, it was really cool. And so yeah, I mean, I love play-by-play, but it's more of a hobby for me where sports talk radio and really analyzing and having conversations with people that know more than me is really my thing that I love to do. So I think, I could do it, right? I believe in myself. So I don't think I could do it like the likes of Bob Costas and Kevin Harlan and Brian Anderson, but I could I think I could do a decent job. Yeah.
I think you could. But I was going to ask you, because I didn't realize that you were the voice of the Blizzard. That threw me off a little bit. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you to if they asked you to be the voice of the Packers, and we run a fake play, and then you voice it, would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, but what's the fake play? What are we doing?
No, we talk about it first. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Let's say Aaron Jones gets the ball. He breaks a tackle, let's say the 40-yard line, and he runs it in for a touchdown, and then you just make some shit up. Make it – this might be stupid.
All right. I got it.
I want to hear it. I want to hear what you do. You can just make whatever your imagination says. But Aaron Jones –
All right. Here we go. So 2nd and 8 at the Detroit 42. Rodgers steps under center in the I formation. Takes the snap from Lindsley, hands it off to Jones, who cuts between the B gap. Up to the 40-yard line, he flips it back to Rodgers. It's a flea flicker. Rodgers finds Devontae Adams up the near side. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Packers.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that is fantastic.
I mean, I'm no Wayne Larrivee. I'm no Joe Buck, but yeah, I can make something up in my weird head, right? Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. That's better than what I had in my head. I was in my basement preparing for this podcast, right? Drinking a few beers, thinking about like different stuff to talk about. And then I was thinking about your voice, because I think your voice is, I don't know, just unique. Like I have no
orgasmic. Are you going to call it orgasmic?
I don't know if I'd go. Maybe
Did I take this too weird? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you made it weird. All right. No, but I was thinking about. I was like because Bob Menery-ish and all that. I was like, you could do that, and you really know your sports. Like I've followed you for a little bit. I've since in the last 2-3 weeks since you guys started your live show, I've been watching you and trying to, even if I didn't catch it at the time because I work and all that. But on YouTube, because it's on YouTube, you can listen to it on YouTube. But like you do really good. Like you're very knowledgeable. That's why I wanted you to have come on, because I don't know anything.
That's not true, Matt. You really cut yourself down a lot. You know your shit. You just play more of the comedy role, and you like to have fun, which I also like to do. But yeah, you don't give yourself enough credit in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're over here sweating.
I'm sweating my ass off. I told you this when we were chatting before. I told you this, right? So I'm 21. I'm in college, so I live in a college house. College houses typically don't have air conditioning. It is 90 fucking degrees outside, Matt, and I'm sitting in my college bedroom wiping myself with Kleenex as we record this because I am sweating my ass off. But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have anything to wipe myself with. That sounded bad. To wipe myself with, because like I told you this before we started, but this is like an old attic. Like it was transferred before I moved in here because I can't fix stuff. Right. So they made it the whole upstairs into bedrooms. My kids got a bedroom. They're all heated. They got the regular circulation. They both have air conditioners in their bedroom, which I pay the electric bill for. In here, I got nothing. I got 2 windows and the screen's got a hole in it. So I got bugs in here.
Why don't you get a window air conditioning unit?
Oh, I think I'm going to, but we got like 4 of them in this house and none of them are in here. But I'm never in here except for my podcast to record and to edit. And I'm going to get one because I'm trying to put this on YouTube. People are like, hey, let's change the name to the Sweaty Podcast.
Right. Let's look at these 2 sweaty assholes talking about nonsense for an hour. That sounds like a lot of fun.
But I do have there's some big stuff coming up in like the football world.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I want to have you on, because you know stuff about stuff. All right.
I'll take it. Thank you, man. Nicest compliment anybody's ever given me.
You know stuff about stuff. No one's ever said that to me.
Bullshit.
All right. So no, okay. No. Okay. First, more on you. Just a little heads up to everyone listening or watching. We're going to talk about some stuff because I want to ask him a few questions about him. But I want to talk about AJ Dillon's contract, Jordan Love contract, the season with coronavirus. Will that happen? Receiver depth chart, like Favre making comments about Jordan Love possibly playing like Taysom Hill kind of deal. A lot of football stuff come up, but I want to ask you. We're going to get into some sports right now. You're a Wisconsin guy, right? Yep. You obviously do a Wisconsin sports show, but it's not just Packers. You talk about a lot of stuff. What's your favorite Wisconsin team?
Packers, hands down. It's not close. I grew up in Green Bay, so I mean, I was maybe 3 or 4 when my introduction to Brett Favre happened.
Yeah,
and since then I've been hooked. I mean, it's the Packers. If I have to give you like my depth chart, or not my depth chart, my power rankings of Wisconsin sports teams, it's Packers in tier 1, and then a big gap. But I love the Bucks. I've really gotten into the Bucks, even though they're not even my favorite NBA team. Badgers football, Badgers basketball. I like baseball. Probably my 3rd favorite sport, I would say, of the 4. So Brewers would be under them. But I love college athletics, so the Badgers are up there. I covered Green Bay men's basketball for a long time. I think I was a freshman in high school when I started covering them, and my last year would have been my senior year of high school, so 3 or 4 years with them. So, yeah, I mean, Packers are number 1, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so that's the same with me. Like, absolutely. I'm first of all, NFL guy. I'm not a big baseball guy. Like, it's funny because I had a friend at work who, like, does he's a big Brewers fan. huge Brewers fan, and
Yep.
I made it on FS1 during a Brewers game.
Oh yeah.
Because I was watching the Brewers. It was one of those years that they made it deep in the playoffs or whatever. I don't even know because that's how little of a baseball fan I am. But I support all Wisconsin teams. So if they're playing, I'm going to watch. So the Brewers made it to the playoffs or NLCS, whatever they were doing. So I made a drunk video and put it on Instagram and all over my social media. And I said, put some respect on the Brewers' name because everyone was saying like they shouldn't be there, this and that.
Right.
So I just yelled, put some respect on the Brewers' name. And they actually put that on TV.
Oh, my goodness.
All the other videos were fans in the stands like, yeah, because they were there and bars, yeah. And then it just drunk me in my basement. Put some respect on the Brewers' name. And he was so mad. He's like, you don't even watch baseball that much. But I was like, I made it on TV. I was like, wow. People were sending it to me. It was great.
That's hilarious. Put some respect on the who said that? Who said put some? Was that Tyson? Was that Mike Tyson that said put some respect on my name?
I think so. Yeah,
I think that was Tyson, right?
Yeah, that's something you would say.
Put some respect on my name. More like that.
You better respect me. Yeah, but I got a big Badger W on the back of my truck. I love it. And it's mostly just because I love the Badgers, but I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of Badgers because I work Saturdays, and that's when they play. So, like, I'll look at my phone and be like, hey, they won. It's good, but I wouldn't say a fair weather fan, but I don't watch a lot. But Packers, like, I don't work Sundays during the football season. My boss knows because it goes by seniority. Like, I took a job because you can sign for different jobs or whatever. I take jobs based on my seniority so I can make sure that most Sundays.
Your ass is on the couch, right?
Yeah, so I'm watching Packers, and when they win, I'm going to make a drunk video and talk shit to everybody. Dude, that Bears game, I don't know how long you've been following me because I know that I think it was somewhat newish or whatever.
I've been following you for probably about a year now.
All right, so that game where Aaron Rodgers got hurt during the Bears game, first week.
Oh yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. Week 1.
So like the year before, he got hurt, and it was like, and I talk a lot of shit. Like I talk a lot of shit to Bears fans.
Oh really? I've never noticed.
So I was like, yo, this is the season. This is it. Aaron Rodgers is back. He's healthy, and then he gets hurt. So like I'm on the couch. Like I always tell people, I stand through the whole game when I'm watching at home. I stand for the whole game. And when I sit down, it's almost like I'm admitting defeat. It's like the game is over in my head, I'm not even just like subconsciously. If I sit down, I'm like, oh shit. Like I just admitted it. Like I stand. So I'm sitting because Rodgers is hurt and the game's not obviously going well. And my phone, I have notifications on. I don't always have them on, but during games I do because I want to talk to people. That's part of the fun of social media is responding to people. And Bears fans, my phone was like, I had it on vibrate, and all these Bear fans like, what now? You talked all this shit, bro. Rodgers, and I was just taking it. I'm reading it because that part of being a fan for me is taking the heat when you talk shit. Like if you run your mouth, you got to be able to read it. Don't just turn your phone off. Read it. I was respond like, yeah, whatever. And then Rodgers comes back in.
He was all pilled up, and he just went bananas. Yeah.
So then all that happens, and I don't remember a lot of what's going on during the game because I'm just – first of all, because I was drinking before the game. Like, just regular drinking for a game.
As one does, right? Yeah. And
so
it was a Sunday night game, right? It was
so I'm all jacked, like, yo, we're going to have some beers, watch this game. It's on. So then it turned into, like, Rodgers gets hurt, game's not going well. Now I'm drinking to just forget. Like, let's not remember this day. I don't want to know about it. But then they come back. They end up winning. Now I'm drinking for a celebration. So I make this video, and it's still on my Instagram. It's probably easier to find on my Instagram. I'm like, what now, Bear fan? I'm just hammered. And I'm like, you thought you heard him? He came back one-legged, beat your ass. And I'm just screaming at him. And it kind of went really big, and it was just hilarious. Like it's one of my favorite videos because the comments are just Bear fans just so broken.
That's one of those games though, Matt, where you will, as drunk as even you were, that is one of those games, and it's comparable to me of the Hail Mary in Detroit the Super Bowl 45 win. That game is up there for me. I know where I was, right? Yeah. And I think the other one is that win against the Cowboys, the Rodgers, the Jared Cook, and then Mason Crosby walk-off in Dallas. I think those are like the 4 games, at least in my lifetime or my remembrance, where I can nail down where I was, because that was one of the craziest fucking games I'd ever seen football ever. I mean, that what Aaron Rodgers came out and did in that second half was just boof. I mean, it was mind-boggling.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's mind-boggling. The stuff Aaron Rodgers has done at his peak is just insane. Like
unmatched.
Yeah.
I say this a lot. The only guy, so there's a difference between greatest quarterbacks of all time and the most talented quarterbacks of all time, right? I think Brady's the GOAT, but I think Rodgers is the most talented. However, I think he's getting challenged now with Mahomes. Those are the 2 guys where you never know what's going to happen every single snap. I mean, those are the 2 guys that I never was at. I don't think Peyton Manning was ever at that level. I don't think Favre was ever there, right? You were scared with Favre, like, oh, is he going to throw a shitty pass or is he going to throw one we remember for the next 10 years? Whereas Rodgers and Mahomes are like just on a totally another playing field. It's crazy. Those 2 especially. But Rodgers, back on the topic, that guy is unfreaking real. We've been so blessed with quarterbacks in this city, man.
Dude, Aaron Rodgers to me is like what you were talking about, like how you remembered where you were at a lot of these games.
Yeah.
A lot of them I don't, because I drink so much during Packer games. So some of them, like, I don't remember. Like, I remember where I was when Rodgers got hurt. A lot of them I was at my brother-in-law's house because we used to watch a lot of games together. And so I remember those games but we just got hammered. Like, I'd wake up and they had to check ESPN. Like, did they win? I don't remember. Like, we used to just drink. We do shots for touchdowns. I remember doing shots for touchdowns. I forget what game it was, but it was a game we got stomped. I forget it was a playoff game. It might have actually been the Niners game where we were doing shots for touchdowns. We ended up going the other way. So we started doing shots for their touchdowns too, just so we could forget.
Drown the sorrows. Man, I turned 21 in December. So, I mean, obviously, I can admit this now. I grew up in Wisconsin. Obviously, I had a beer before I turned 21, right? But, and I liked to drink before I was 21. But the NFC Championship game, I was sitting in my recliner, which is, I mean, in the room next to me. We had a bunch of people over. I cooked up a bunch of shit. And once that game started, I had to get so drunk because I was so nervous. And by the time it was, by the time they had 25 points on the board or 26 points on the board, I was just slammed. I mean, I drowned I think that's the drunkest I've been in the calendar year, Matt. I think I got so drunk that day because I was depressed. It was horrible. It was horrible, man. It was horrible. And
dude,
yeah.
Now, dude,
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk
about it either. I know that I made a lot of people upset. Niner fans were upset with me because I talked a lot of shit. Because I have faith in my team. And even if I know it's a tough game, I'm still going to run my mouth a little bit. Because
good, as one should.
Here's what irritated me with Niner fans. They had this flag set up at the Niners field, and they always do. Niner faithful, right?
Yeah.
Niner fans, if they're watching or listening, they're going to get mad right now. They're not going to like this. But in like 16, 17, when they weren't winning no games, I don't know, 2018, I think, they couldn't fill their stadium. So, like, who the hell are you to call the Niner faithful? And then when they lost the Super Bowl, this is what happened, because I was calling them bandwagon fans to begin with. And they're like, we're not bandwagon during the Super Bowl run or during the Super Bowl week. And they're like, we're not bandwagon fans. We've always been here. I was showing pictures. Like, no, this is you 2018 or whatever. I forget what year it was when they won like 3 games or whatever. And they weren't filling their stadium. So then when they lost the Super Bowl, they had, every team that loses the Super Bowl, fans show up at the airport or wherever it is. And they clap and say, great season. Thanks, for everything. Show love. They had like 3 people there, and it was a family. So, and there was a video of it. Like, there was a fenced out area. Like, you didn't have to have a fence. Those 3 people were going to.
Yeah, right. They're not going to do anything. You didn't need the fence. They might come up and dap up Jimmy G and say, nice try, buddy.
The offensive line can hold them back. They're going to be all right.
Right.
So I called them out on it. I made a meme. I did all these things. I talked shit. People were so mad at me. Like, people I know in real life, I don't want to get into it, but people I know in real life were like messaging me like, this is messed up. Like, friendships were lost that day. But
I believe it.
that's what I do, though. I talk smack. Like, it's not real. Like, that's what I try to explain to people, though. Is like, I talk smack to Bears fans all the time. I smash the Bears. Instagram, I have like 10 people who I talk to consistently. Like, I don't even know them. They're just Bear fans. I went on their podcast. It's jokes. Viking fans don't get it. Niner fans sure as hell don't get it. Viking fans, they're a sensitive bunch, though. What do you think?
I think so. The sensitivity scale. Oh man, so this is off the cuff here. Vikings fans, Cowboys fans, Bears fans. Here's an AFC one for you. How about the Ravens? Ravens fans are a sensitive bunch. And that probably helps because I worked alongside a Ravens fan on a podcast I did for about 3 years. So maybe I'm a little biased with that opinion. But Patriots fans, but now I think I think we call them Buccaneers fans, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Don't get me started on Patriots fans. Patriots
I
fans.
mean.
No, go.
But where do the see? So we're obviously looking at this through a Packers scope. Where do you think the Packers fans rank? Because I think they've got to be near the top because they are a rambunctious bunch.
Oh, first of all, I tell because I have a Vikings fan friend at work, right?
Yeah.
He's a very good guy, very nice. He doesn't talk smack. I talk a lot of smack. He'll see me at work and be like, "Oh, you pissed off some Viking fans this week, didn't you?" I'm like, "Yeah," but we don't talk smack. We talk smack friendly. We're whatever. It's friendly. We're not like mad at each other.
Yeah.
But I say the same thing. Like, dude, Packer fans are sensitive. Like, it's not even like every fan base. It's about the internet because I know Patriot fans in real life. I know Falcon fans. I know Viking fans. I don't know that many Bear fans because I don't associate with those people. But
yeah, that's fair.
But all the people that I know in real life, it's fun. They're like, yeah, we get it. It's a joke. That's what I do. I'm gonna dance around, do a little bear still suck thing. But on the internet, Packer fans, dude, this is why Skip Bayless has a job. This is why Colin Cowherd, I mean, not really why, but that's why they're so successful, though, because they know that's why every one of these clickbait type of analysts shit on the Packers because they know that they'll get views from that because Packer fans are just waiting to complain.
Well, Maddie, you probably saw the Pro Football Focus piece this week, right, where they talked about the top wide receiver in the NFC North. Yeah. And Devontae Adams wasn't brought up until the end of the video or the end of the clip.
Yeah, barely.
Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, the Marvin Jones take, and not to jump into this too deeply, but it was a 55-second video, right? And 35 seconds of that video was spent on Marvin Jones being potentially the best wide receiver in the NFC North when he's not even the best wide receiver on his team, let alone the North. So it's just ridiculous to me. And I know the clickbait thing, it does work a lot. I mean, obviously it did for Pro Football Focus, but all it was Packers fans and people like myself just shitting on them, right? Yeah. And I invited one of the guys in that piece onto my show yesterday 4 different times in 4 different fashions. I just got ignored. I know he saw it. Saw it.
But no. That's the thing. They don't want to – they'll talk smack on their thing, but they don't –
it's not like I would have attacked him, right? I would have asked him his real opinion. I would have stated mine. We could have had a good old-fashioned debate, which is fine. Nobody's going to get their feelings hurt over a little sports debate.
Yeah.
But that's just how that went, man.
But that's the thing with me, because people – I'll go off on Twitter about Skip Bayless. I haven't lately, but I will during the season,
Yeah.
And they'll be like, don't give him attention. It's just clickbait. I'm like, yeah, it worked. All right, and that's what it is. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Like when I don't watch Skip Bayless. I don't watch Skip Bayless. I don't watch anyone on FS1. I think FS1 is
not even Shannon Sharp, huh?
I follow him on Instagram. I'll watch him, but I just can't deal with it on the TV. Like the whole thing. Because Shannon Sharp on Instagram and Twitter, he'll chop his stuff up so I don't have to listen to Skip. Shannon Sharp's part. I can't deal with Skip, but every now and again I see it, but I don't have a problem with people calling them out because it's fun. It's sports. It's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
I mean, if I'm at home and I see that they're on, I'll watch it. But I'm just saying, it's not like a FS1 isn't where I'm like, oh, this is on.
Right.
I gotta go check it out. But if it's on, it's not like I'm like, oh, I can't handle it.
But are you more of a first take guy? So Stephen A. and Max, or Shannon and Skip?
I do like Stephen A. and I don't like Max that much. I mean, as a sports person, I'm not saying like I hate him personally, but he just says off the wall stuff. And sometimes he agrees with me, and I'm still like, now I got to rethink what I'm saying. No, but like, and I get what he's doing. He's trying to, dude, if you have a TV show, right? Like if you have a sports talk show, let's say me and you get hired by ESPN, and I say Aaron Rodgers is going to throw for 350 yards this week against the Bears. He's going to throw 3 touchdowns. Like, I agree. Well, that segment pretty quick, wasn't it? Like you need 2 guys that are going to collide. They can't agree. But Max says like some off the wall stuff. Like I can't think of anything right now, but I see him on Twitter. I'm like, what is he? What's he? Like,
what the hell is he talking about? Right.
Because even Skip, like I get Skip. He's a Cowboys fan. He's going to say some weird shit. Like he said that Johnny Manziel was better than Aaron Rodgers at one point, I believe.
Totally a fact. What are you? Why are you acting like it's not?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make sure I said it right. I knew there was it was one of the quarterbacks that were less than good. And it's like,
good, yeah.
And it's
that
like,
might be an understatement with Manziel in the pros, but that's beside the point.
But that's what it's like, dude. How can you, as a professional analyst, like one of the top analysts in the world,
right?
And you say the best quarterback at that time, because Aaron Rodgers was at the peak then, and then this guy who didn't make the league is better than him. Like he just says off the wall shit. But I don't get mad at people for like reposting it, because it's like that's what sports is. It's fun. Like this is what we do.
Right.
I went on a Bears podcast. I was actually nice. I was like, I'm be cool. but that's what it. Anyways, let's move on. All right, I got some questions for you. All right.
Oh boy, here we go. I'm nervous.
All right, I did. All right. All right. Let's talk about what people who might still be listening want to hear about.
The one person that's still here. Thank you, first off. And second off, let's dive into it.
All right. I appreciate whoever's still listening. 2 of you. You're probably listening in the same car. One of them's like, can we turn the station? But Jordan Love signed a new contract. Both AJ Dillon and Jordan Love. But let's go into Jordan Love first. He got fully guaranteed money. I think it was like $12 million, right?
Yeah, good money.
So, what are your thoughts on that? I know a lot of people aren't real. I think you're confused.
Look, man, it's what we all know, right? We're preparing for the future, right? And the future could be well within this 4-year deal that he signed. And I think it will be. Personally, I think Rodgers has 2 or 3 years left in Green Bay tops, which it's just a sad reality. But Green Bay is preparing for their future guy, and it is Jordan Love. At least right now, we assume that. So, highest paid guy ever picked at number 26. That's a little fun factoid for you, but yeah, I mean, the salary cap's higher than it's ever been, so that also helps with that. But yeah, I mean, you expect him to get locked up, obviously, for 4 years as a rookie, and we'll see what happens. And same with Dillon, right? I mean, that's the running back of the future, we assume. So it's good to see him get locked up. Finally, I mean, it's been 2 months now since the draft, if not more. So good to see it get done before we get into camp here at the end of the month.
So here's my thoughts, because people have been tweeting me, Instagram, and whatever, all this stuff about Jordan Love getting a fully guaranteed money. Here's my thoughts on a fully guaranteed money. That Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, obviously. So I think a lot that Brett Favre at the end when that headbutt happened is because they knew what they had in Aaron Rodgers. So they're like, Favre retired. Then he's like, well, I want to come back. Well, they're like, I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but who knows? Rodgers might have said, or they might have assumed that if we bring him back, Rodgers isn't going to sign with us.
Right.
Like, he had a contract coming up and all that. So they might have said, well, we can't lose this kid because Favre wants to play another 2 years. So part of that contract could be, like, we're going to give you 4 years, all guaranteed money, and if Rodgers does shine and he does play good, all your money's locked up. Like, you got this money. So there's no, like, if he plays then he gets this money, and then if he doesn't, so now he's I don't know. I'm no genius. Plus, I'm a little buzzed up, but it just feels like giving him the guaranteed money gives him faith that, hey, it doesn't matter how long he plays. Which I agree with you. I think Rodgers is going to play 2 or 3 years. I don't think they're going to go into Jordan Love having a. They're going to want to see him for a season before his contract runs up. I think that's just smart. But the thing that people don't realize, like with Aaron Rodgers, is that like when Favre was retiring and doing all that stuff, they're like they knew what Rodgers was before he was on the field. These coaches ain't stupid. They watch him in practice. They see practice isn't them running around in circles. They're doing football stuff. And they knew what they had in Aaron Rodgers. Favre said it too. Like he's legit. So they'll know what Jordan Love is like 2 or 3 years in.
See, this is a tough situation. See, we do it a lot, and even I do it a lot. I'm guilty of it, and we're doing it right now. We compare this situation so much to the Favre and Rodgers situation. Is it similar in the sense that they drafted a quarterback in the first round when their top guy was still, due for 2, 3, 4 more years? Yeah, that's the similarity. But this is different to me than Rodgers, right? They gave him fully guaranteed money, which is another little stat I was just reading on Twitter. He's the first guy ever selected 25th or lower to have fully guaranteed money. So it shows that they obviously have promise in this guy. And I don't think even Rodgers got fully guaranteed money. So this is clearly a stance of you are our future. And this will be better than the Favre Rodgers situation, right? Rodgers has come out and said, I look forward to mentoring a guy like Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously Favre was not. So it's exciting. I don't know. I mean, obviously we can't say a whole lot right now as we're in the beginning of July and we haven't even seen him in green and gold yet, but it's exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm it's like I've been called out because I'm excited about Jordan Love, and I've said it. And people are like, "Well, on draft day you didn't say that," because I was surprised.
Let me tell you this, Matt. Not to cut you off, but I don't know if you have seen or if I've sent you, and I will after we're done here if I haven't. So I was on a live stream during the draft with PackersWorldwide.com, and we were all just drunk as shit. I mean, we were drinking the whole night, and it's pick 26. I don't remember it at all, but obviously the video's archived. So I had been saying during our whole live stream, the Packers are going to draft Jordan Love. And I said it on my radio show the night before. Wow. And they trade up to 26, and I just start going, they're drafting Jordan Love. And everybody's like, no, Patrick Queen, right? And I thought, yeah, I mean, that makes a little bit of sense, but I'm just going to go balls deep here, right? Jordan Love. And and they landed him. So I just start freaking out. And I'm saying, I told you so. He's the quarterback of the future. I'm just drunk as all hell. And so I've always been a fan of this. I've always been a fan of this move.
That's amazing that
I got lucky.
I had no idea. Well, first of all, I'm not a college.
I got lucky.
I didn't know. I'm not sure I knew Jordan Love's name before the draft. I think I have heard it because people were talking about the prospects, not even for the Packers, but just in general. But I'm not a college guy besides the Badgers.
QB. Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, he was a top 5 quarterback, so he's a big name.
Oh, yeah. So I think I heard him weeks before or whatever. But I didn't see it. And you guys want to know the truth of how I did the draft? All right, because I work insanely early. I get up at 2:30 in the morning a lot of times.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, it's horrible. I have to work up. I got to get up at 2:30 tomorrow morning, and
that's before my bedtime, dude.
Yeah,
I'll be up until 3. Yeah.
So for the draft, I'm waiting for the Packers to pick. Right, I'm falling asleep on the couch. My wife, my kids are watching the draft, and I don't mean when you're falling asleep, you can't stop it. The draft is happening. I want to know who's picking who, and on every team. I'm interested, but I'm just so exhausted because I probably got drunk the day before. I probably shouldn't have been. So I went to work early. I only got 4 hours of sleep. Anyways, I was so tired. So I'm passed out. So my wife starts hitting me. Hey, the Packers traded up. So I wake up. I'm on the couch. I'm like all groggy. I'm looking at the TV. They trade up. Jordan. I actually, someone on my Instagram, my nephew, I said, who will the Packers pick in the draft? My nephew commented, they're going to go for a quarterback. And I was worried that he was going to get harassed because he was so wrong. I didn't think at all. I was like,
wasn't that?
He's going to get throttled. And I was worried because he's my nephew. He's young. And I was like, man, I hope nobody says anything mean to him because, you know, I don't want my followers to be attacking my little 10-year-old nephew. And then I was like, he should have been worried about me because I was so wrong. He's like, dude, you're verified on Instagram, and I knew more than you. So when they drafted Jordan Love, I was like, what? And at first, you know, I tweeted about. I never said anything like that was the dumbest move. I was just like, oh, I'm shocked. The little eye emoji.
As we all were. I mean, I was still shocked, and I thought it was going to happen, right?
So then I got called out. I had people on my podcast, a buddy of mine, and he's like, you switched up. You switched up. You said you didn't think that they would draft a quarterback, and now. But my thing is like, dude, if they drafted a punter, that's a little different. But doesn't matter who they draft. Like I will back any player, no matter what. So they drafted a quarterback. Hour later, I was like, all right, that's our guy. Like I'm with it. I didn't know a lot about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was different because he was very well talked about because he was could have been the number one overall. So it was a lot different. I did research on Rodgers. I was like, all right, you know, not because of that. It was different because my brother-in-law was always on Aaron Rodgers, Alex Smith thing. He'd always tell me like, who's going to go number. It was a big deal back then. Yeah. And so when Aaron Rodgers slipped to us, I was like, what? Like I was jacked. Like it was like I was excited about the whole thing. But Jordan Love, I didn't really know, like I say, a ton about it. I heard his name, but not like I never watched any highlight of him ever. But once they're on the team, I say like, dude, full throttle, dude. I'm on team Jordan Love. And one thing that irritates me, because I was saying this on Instagram, because I seen the Packers post Jordan Love finally signed his deal. People are like, you should have drafted a wide receiver. F Jordan Love, this and that. You know, dude, I say, if you bash a player like on social media, then don't beg for their autograph when they're like starting. And it just and not to say that I'm not saying that you can't say I wish they would have drafted a wide receiver. I don't agree with this draft pick. That's different. But when you're tagging him and saying that's like my pet peeve when people tag players on Twitter or Instagram and are just really shitty, and then they see him at Walmart and they're like, "Oh, I love you. Can I have your autograph?
Can I get a picture? Can I have an autograph? Let's flick up, right?"
Yeah, that drives me nuts. And I'm not saying that you can't disagree with them or can't say, "Oh man, this guy, you know, last week he dropped a pass, this or whatever, he did this or that." But don't tag them. It drives me nuts when I see people tag people because they're people, right? And you tag them, they see it, and then you're just being an asshole.
Right. Well, I mean, we can go over that story with Brandon Bostic and Ty Montgomery, two names in particular,
I had both them on my podcast.
Oh, really?
Talking about it, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how good they are. I mean, on my end, because that's when I was really new. I was messaging everyone. Want to come on my podcast? And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, really? All right. And like, do you want to talk about like the bad things that happened? Like, yeah. I'm like, really? So, but they did. Actually, I might go back and listen to it myself so I can remember what happened. But no, both of them, like Brandon Bostic, he got throttled, and I remember he did talk about it. He was just like, it was a hard time for him, but he came up, and now he's doing really good. I still follow him, and but it's shitty how they're treated. Like Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, Aaron Rodgers, all these guys. Every comment, "Oh, I love you. You're the greatest thing ever." Right. But let them like do something bad and like lose a real meaningful game. They're getting death threats.
Oh yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. I mean, like Bostic's was obviously a little bit worse than Montgomery's, but both really bad. They both essentially made mistakes that potentially lost the game. Right. Obviously, there's different situations that could have occurred that stopped the bleeding, but obviously it didn't in either situation. But it's just like, fuck you if you're going to go after this dude, right? Yeah. Do you have nothing better to do?
Yeah, and like I say, I have no problem if someone says Brandon Bostic lost that game. Just don't tag him. Right. Yeah. Just say your opinion, but like, and I mean, I don't know. Like, I get some people are going to tag him. Don't tag him and say, "I hope you die," and your mom's this and that, I'll burn your house. People were like coming to his house and like saying things, and people were like doing horrible things. And a lot of players across the league, you know, kickers who miss things. People are burning stuff in their front yard. It's like, I love football, but like, let's tone it down just a notch.
Well, it's just a game.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on because this is kind of getting depressing. Anyways, I'm drinking a beer here. I got my Drink Wisconsin mug. You ever You know who drank responsibly. Everyone knows.
Of course I do. I have a shirt in my drawer right now. I should have broke that out tonight.
Yeah, you should have broke it out. I couldn't find my shirt. I could find a hoodie, but it's like 118 degrees in here. I ain't wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck a hoodie right now, dude.
But
I'm doing high noon. I'm doing high noon. I've never had these.
I don't think I had
so
it.
I'm giving them a try. They're like
good?
kind of seltzers.
Give me a
they're
review
good.
right now. Give me a review. Okay. What do you got?
Better than White Claw. 7.3 out of 10.
All right. I'm never gonna drink that.
That's understandable. I drank this big ass Arnold Palmer earlier, and I love these things. These are like,
what's the APV on that?
It is.
It looks strong, just from the
5%. Only 5%.
Well, 5% ain't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm drinking Coors Light, so.
Yeah, which is what, like 4.7? Is
I don't
that
even
5?
know.
4.7?
I don't drink it's under 5. It's got to be under 5.
Yeah, I don't
for
drink a lot
sure.
of
I mean, there's no way it's over 5. It might be even less than 4.7. But I don't.
When I was like 16, that was my beer of choice. Was Coors Light.
Oh, that's nice. Dude, when I was 16, I was chugging bottles of tequila with no chaser. All right, we didn't have shot glasses. We just.
Where the hell did you get tequila at 16 years old?
We had older brothers. Dude,
so do I. I get it.
No, we really did. We used to go to Baird's Creek in Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
Me and
I
all
grew
my
up right over there.
Yeah, me and all my friends. My brother may or may not have bought it, but I don't know the statute of limitations. I'm 40, so it's got to be over. But
yeah, I think you're okay.
Yeah, so we'd go up in the woods and we'd have a couple bottles of tequila, sometimes Kessler, and we would just chug it. Ooh. If I did that today, I would die. Like, no chance. We would just chug. We used to have contests. We'd count. And I'd always win because I would rather pass out, die than lose. And I'd be like 1, 2, 3. And I'd just be chugging this tequila. And they'd be like, yeah, he won. But did I win? Because an hour later, I was passed out on the basement floor.
I'd be throwing up. I'd just be thrown up. Yeah. Like, I like tequila like any other guy. But
I can't, dude. My body rejects it now. Like, I'll take a shot. You'll be at a bar. Let's do a shot of tequila. And I always go for Patron because it's smoother. Back then, we were drinking just shit tequila. It was called Juarez. It was it was like $9.97 a bottle. It was horrible.
It's expensive, Matt. That's expensive.
Yeah, no, that was back in like the
really top 90s. Shelf stuff.
Yeah, that was back in the late 90s, man. If I drank that now, dude, my whole insides would come out. My stomach would just come out my face.
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
can I make you feel old really quick?
Yeah.
You said that was in the late 90s?
Yeah.
I was born in December of 98.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
My dog's freaking out.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the puppy?
Yeah, he's outside and neighbors are outside. They're not allowed to be in their yard. So they probably let him outside. He sees a neighbor. She's like 102. And he's like, she's a threat. I gotta take care of that.
She's a threat.
We gotta make sure she knows her boundaries.
I can't come into her yard and she can't come into mine.
Yeah, we've heard her and she's like, oh, you got a puppy? It's like, no, we gotta kill her. He's not, but he'll. And then she said, she told me, she's like, keep that dog over there. All right, she's like, I'm afraid of dogs. If I fall, who knows what happens? So now we're
fair point.
We've always been like really careful. Like we look outside. Is she outside? She waters her flowers. She's a very elderly lady. Very nice.
She's 102. Yeah,
she's a very nice lady. But I don't want my dog to even scare her. Anyways, let's get back on this.
That could cause cardiac arrest.
Yeah,
wrong.
Because my dog will just run up on people and run 5 feet from them and then turn around. But if you're like 100 years old, you don't know they're going to stop.
Right.
I mean, and nobody knows they're going to stop. But a 100-year-old person that's just too much for them to take. Anyways, let's get back into football stuff. All right, I'm sweating it out over here.
I'm sweating my ass off. Sweating my ass off.
But I got some more. We got some more football stuff. All right?
Yeah, hit me.
I got some stuff in my notes. All right. I don't know how long we've been going.
A while, but let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. All right. Okay. Everyone talks about the Packers don't have depth at wide receiver. All right.
Yeah.
So I want you to talk about that so I can pour in a beer. And then I got my thoughts on the wide receiver situation. But you're a professional, so let's listen to the professional first, and I'll pour a beer.
Well, that's an overstatement. I'm nowhere near a professional, but I appreciate the compliment.
You sound like it, so to me you are. All right.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. So here's how I look at it, Matt. So obviously you've got your number one guy in Devontae. You've got what we presume is your number two guy in Allen Lazard. And then everybody's like, holy shit, there's nothing after that. One thing that's been misconstrued for the last probably 6 months-ish or so, right, is the following. They don't have anybody underneath that, which just isn't true, right?
Yeah.
Equanimous St. Brown, who had a great rookie year, didn't play in 2019. People forget this.
Yeah, they do.
St. Brown didn't play in 2019, and he had a great rookie year. He'll slot in as the number two, and if that's not Lazard's spot, and assuming it is, he'll slot in as that number three, maybe a slot guy. So they've got a little bit of depth. I like I always slotted the last name, but Reggie Begelton, I think is how you say it, the guy from Canada. He's got some really nice film. If you're bored one night, go look up his name on YouTube. Yeah. You'll see some good flashes. And from there, right, I mean, you hope MVS can shape up and really take that next leap. You hope Kumaro can finally start producing. It's going to be interesting to see how many wide receivers are kept on the roster, whether it's 5 or 6. But we'll see. I'm not too worried. When you've got Aaron Rodgers under center and you've got Devontae Adams, who's a top 5 wide receiver in the league, as well as Aaron Jones, who's probably a top 7 running back in the league, you've got enough pieces on offense where that defense is going to be confused. And these guys are still pros. These are still pro wideouts, Matt. So these guys are still going to go MVS and EQ and Kumaro and Begelton and Lazard are still going to make really good moves on pro defenses because they're pro wideouts. So I think it's a misconception that there's no depth. I think the Packers are still bound for a 12-win year.
Yeah, because let me just pour this beer.
I thought you were going to do that while I was talking.
I know, but I was really into what you were freaking saying. I didn't expect
I
you
appreciate
to say such good stuff.
Wow, you're so sweet. Remember when you said that the drunk podcast we did, you were kissing my ass too much?
Yeah.
Have you had one too many beers tonight? Because you're back at it.
I'm going the other way now. See, because now like you're my friend. So that's how I treat my friends. You're lucky I'm just not shitting on you all night.
You're a good friend, but you should shit on me a little bit, I think.
Oh yeah, that's how you do it. That when I start knowing someone, I'm gonna here's what the guy code, right?
Okay.
To your face, I'm gonna be an ass. When you're not around, I'm gonna talk nice to you.
Okay, fair enough.
Guys work. They're like,
that's true.
Look at this guy. He's a piece of shit. He walks away like, that's a good guy right there. You know?
That's a good guy right there. I like that guy. That Matt guy, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He comes back like, yeah, look at this piece of shit. Where do you go? Anyways, let's get back into this receiver talk. Here, I have a lot of thoughts on receiver talk. Let me take a drink.
Take. I want to watch you drink. Do it. Are you going to put it all down? He's going to put it all down, folks. Oh, no, he's not.
I only got one left. I only got one left.
Oh, man. Is that the last one, or do you have one after that?
I have one more.
Oh, then yeah, do it. Bakhtiari style. Yes, I'll join you. I'll do the high noon.
I only got a little bit. Well, it's a little more than half.
That's enough. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. All right.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
We did it.
Good little break there. Oh,
dude, you're 21.
Got a burp now.
That might kill me. I'm
good.
Anyways, I'm sweating it out here. Anyways, let's get back to receiver talk, and then we'll talk about some drinking stuff. Yeah. No, but I got some feelings about this receiver depth chart, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting really tipsy right now. But
good. This is what we like to see.
Yeah. So receiver depth chart. I'm not going to go through the depth because you did all that. Everyone knows who the receivers are, right?
Yeah.
Here's my deal. People talking about we have no receivers, but look at the running game that we have. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. I think Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones are not as far apart as people think. And that's not disrespecting Aaron Jones.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, maybe that's a little stretch. But I think Jamal Williams is really good.
He's the best number 2 back in the league, in my opinion. I mean, at least if he's not, he's up there, right?
Yeah, I love me some Jamal. And just maybe I don't know. Because when I judge players sometimes, I judge them a lot of, like, their personality and, like, how I see them off the field. And I just love Jamal Williams. And I'm not saying he's not a playmaker. He can beast. Like,
yeah, he's kind of a beast.
Like you said, they're a good 1-2 punch.
His interviews are the best in that locker room.
Oh. And I've talked to him. He actually might come on a podcast someday. We had some stuff lined up. I made that video with him doing the workout. Like, every now and again, we DM. He's just the funniest dude. And I just love this dude. He's so positive all the time. And, like, he beasts on the field. Anyways, back to football stuff. But you got Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones is phenomenal. Jamal Williams doing his thing. Now you add A.J. Dillon to this, right? So you got to imagine that the Packers got to have one of the better running games. Like, they should. I mean, it depends on the offensive line and all that stuff. But,
yeah,
if the offensive line – if the running – I'm trying to –
You got it, man. You got it.
If the running game is on point, which it should be. They got a great running game. The offensive line does their thing. Play action pass should be insane. So now you're not asking so much from the receivers because they don't have to get open for 6 seconds. Just, run the ball. Devontae Adams does his thing. Lazard does his thing. I think Lazard reminds me a lot of Donald Driver, and not just because of his play. I'm not talking about his play, but just that Donald Driver wasn't supposed to be Donald Driver. He wasn't supposed to be that guy. And Lazard, I'm not talking about his game plan. I don't remember Donald.
He went undrafted. No, it's a similar story. Yeah. I mean, Rodgers was drafted in the 7th round.
I don't remember. I'm old enough to I watched Donald Driver's full career as an adult or whatever. Not really an adult, but whatever. I saw the whole thing. I don't remember him as a young guy. But Lazard is the same thing. It's like he wasn't supposed to be what he is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing like what Lazard turns into because he has every opportunity. So like I've always told people, if he's going to be something, he has every opportunity to do that. And he's got a great quarterback. So like, I think Lazard has it. Like I just love I'm feeling a little drunk right now.
I'm a big fan of Alan Lazard. You drunk ass. I ruined you. I ruined you.
Because I can't right now.
Apparently, yeah, you're just going to stutter over every word that comes out of that blabber of yours. I love it.
No, this podcast is definitely getting posted, just so you know.
This one will be now.
Yeah, no matter what.
Third take?
No matter what. There'll be no third take. I'm a little tipsy, but no, this is a good one. No, but I really do think you add the play action to that, right? Great running game. All these guys, MVS, and I get it, like people are knocking MVS, they don't have a lot of trust in them. But another year, every receiver gets better after dude. Adams, people didn't have faith in either. Like Jordy Nelson missed a pass in the Super Bowl. Like James Jones, people he had the drops. Like everyone thinks that like these players are just done, and then they come up and they want to pretend like they didn't cancel him and say, oh, this guy was gone, he was done. You don't know. Like give him another year. I mean, obviously he had some missteps or whatever last year, but like give him another year in the offense. Running game is going to be like a little cushion. We got a little protection. I think the running game is going to be phenomenal this year, and you play action off that. Rodgers plays in LaFleur's system. I think, who knows? Super Bowl, baby.
I freaking hope so, Matt. I mean, it'd be disappointing if they didn't at least get back to the NFC Championship game. Is there a possibility that doesn't happen? Of course there is. I mean, there's a chance they take third place in the division if things don't go well. But on paper, I think they're the best team in the division, and I think they may even be the top team in the NFC outside of, I don't know, maybe New Orleans, Seattle. I'm not as high on San Francisco as I was last year. I think they're a top 3 team in the NFC right now, at least on paper.
Yeah, so let's talk about some other teams. All right, so what do you think about Cam Newton in New England?
Oh, I love it.
Me too.
So the thing is, and I did about a 20-minute hit on this on my show yesterday, so I'll try to keep it short for you. But there's 3 things really that I want to dive into. Number one, none of us should have ever believed that Jarrett Stidham was going to be the starter post Brady, right? And as we got really close to July, even myself and I imagine a lot of us were really starting to think that Jarrett Stidham was going to be the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots. which makes absolutely no damn sense. And now they signed Cam Newton, it makes a lot more sense. The second thing is he's absolutely the starter. There's no debate about it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Jarrett Stidham. If Cam Newton's healthy, he will be the starter week 1 for New England. The third thing is all these people saying Cam's overrated, Cam can't stay healthy. I remember last year when I did a preseason radio show talking about all 32 teams. My number one concern for Carolina was Cam Newton's health, and he got hurt in week 2. So I think now with a reconstructed surgery, it'll be just about 365 days of not playing football. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. He'll be the comeback player of the year. I think the Patriots win the AFC North, or excuse me, the AFC East still. I love that move for a lot of reasons. I think Cam Newton's going to fit in really well in New England.
All right, here's my thing about Cam Newton to the Patriots. The fact that he was even available is like so crazy.
Such a fucking weird offseason though, Matt. Such a weird offseason.
I've been saying it on Twitter for like every now and again. I would just think to myself, Cam Newton's still a free agent. Like, I'm not saying like that he's like the best all time and he's like, but Cam Newton, like, dude, he's MVP. Like, I get he got hurt and he had some things, but like, how is he a free agent in July? Like, dude, I've watched a lot. I've always been a fan of Cam Newton. Like his whole, even when he played the Packers and he did his old Superman thing and it hurt, whatever. But like, I like his attitude. I like his dressing up and his clothes and he does all this stuff. And a lot of people don't like it. He's fun. He's a good football player. And he's a starter. Like he's not like you said, he's not, there's no quarterback in New England that's going to beat Cam out. Like, I'm not saying he's the end-all, be-all, but there's definitely no quarterback in New England. No. I can't say New England right now, but
yeah, it's a tough word especially when you're drinking the shittiest beer from the Rockies. Yeah.
Why would they name their place New England when everyone in New England drinks so much? They should name it something like Boston. Oh, Boston's a lot easier.
Well, that's where they are, so it's fine.
Bigger than Boston, but still, I'll just say Boston.
Well, Boston is in New England, Matt. Do you know geography?
It's in there. It's inside, but it's not the whole thing. But the Patriots play inside Boston, so we'll just go Boston for now.
Well, no, they play in Foxborough. Is that Boston?
Foxborough. That's not
Foxborough, Massachusetts?
I think New England is just hard to say. So I'll just go Foxborough, Boston.
What the hell are you even talking about?
I don't know. I love Cam Newton going to play for Bill Belichick. I think it'll be interesting because Bill Belichick,
nice fit.
Dude, Bill Belichick's a freaking genius. He's not as good as Vince Lombardi though. So people telling me that no.
So look. So let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this. You tell me. No, because
I just said greatest coach of all time as soon as you said he's not as good as Lombardi, and I see the Lombardi poster behind you. Of course, I'm a Lombardi guy. I read the book on him.
It's there.
He's right there.
I'm probably going to agree with you on this.
Like Lombardi's obviously.
Anyways,
I don't have a strong reference. I know what Lombardi did. I know what his teams did, and I know that he was probably the greatest leader in football history. But I don't know about greatest coach. I think Belichick is much more of a great coach than Lombardi is. I mean, there was much less teams in the league. The competition was lower. The talent was lower. Overall, I think Belichick's the greatest of all. I mean, the guy's won what, 6 rings?
All right. Let me tell you why you're wrong. No, actually, I don't think you're wrong. I always say –
No, you can tell me I'm wrong, Matt. That's okay.
Oh, no, because what I say is I always tell people this. I tell them all the time. They're out there. I tell them that. No, I don't think you can compare Lombardi to Belichick because the game was so different.
Right.
Yeah, the game was so different. Dude, Bill Belichick, I actually love Bill. Biggie Bill.
You can't say a goddamn thing tonight, Matt.
I'm running out of words.
You are. No, you are running out of words.
I'm running out of words. No, but Bill Belichick, I love his coaching. He's a great coach. But even like how he treats the media, because I'm not a big fan of the media. I know that you're kind of part of them. But no, I mean the national media, because a lot of times they're like, why don't the players talk? Why don't they talk? And then they say something like, oh, he shouldn't have said that. You know, So I get why he's so short with the
I get it.
And it's entertaining. Like Marshawn Lynch back in the day, entertaining.
Ooh.
I loved it.
Dude, one of the greatest interviews of all time. So we could talk about I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
But he topped it after they lost in Lambeau this playoffs when he said, "Get your chickens."
Yeah.
That might be the greatest press conference that's ever happened. It's my favorite soundbite to use is "Get your chicken."
Yeah, and you know how many people Googled that? Because people didn't know, like, what does it mean? Is he a farmer?
What the fuck is this guy talking about? Like,
they didn't know.
Now we look at, I think Jay Cutler took Marshawn Lynch literally, and now he's got a chicken farm.
And he's like, hey, I got nothing to do. I'm going to go get some chickens.
And then they're going to get murdered by a fucking raccoon. Like, it is the craziest story of this offseason.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you right now. First of all, I'm going to finish this when I talk about Bill Belichick. Then I'm going to get back to Jay Cutler. All right. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of the current times.
Oh, yeah.
Lombardi, like, I don't think there would be Bill Belichick without Lombardi. Or, maybe not. Maybe there would be. I don't know. But I don't think that you can compare the Bill. The same, you can't compare Aaron Rodgers with Bart Starr.
No.
Like, it's a totally different game. Like, it's like back then, like you can't compare any of those guys. Like Paul Hornung, all these guys. Paul Hornung played like every position. So who would you compare him to? So like, what I mean? Like it's just different. Like Bill Belichick is a GOAT of our current game as we know it today. Facts. Lombardi, I think it's so crazy to compare. And to even try is just foolish and sweaty.
They both own a very important part of obviously the NFL as a whole, right?
Oh yeah.
As far as coaching goes. Now all of a sudden I'm getting a little drunk and I can barely speak. Jesus.
You're seeing me and you're like, my drunkenness is wearing out. No, but Jay Cutler with this Instagram thing, because I used to, dude. I remember when I got 10,000 likes on my Facebook page, and I said, and I stole this video. I didn't make it. Someone had every interception Jay Cutler ever threw to the Packers. And I posted it on my Facebook, and I said, "Thanks for 10,000 likes, whatever." Here's almost every interception because I wasn't sure if it was everyone, and people call you out for that shit. Like, no, you missed the one in New England or whatever, or
you missed the one he threw in the preseason against Buffalo in 2009.
Yeah. No, but it was every one he threw to the Packers. But still, they would say you missed the one week 3 of 19, whatever the hell. Anyways. I'm drunk, whatever. But
yes, because Cutler was playing in the 1900s.
I bash Cutler all the time, but I actually people are like, a comparison between Aaron Rodgers and Jay Cutler. Like there was one to be made because remember when Cutler, they would like Packer fans would say, well, he has this demeanor that he doesn't want to be there and he's like upset and this and that. And now what do people say about Aaron Rodgers?
The same exact thing.
The haters say, oh, he has this attitude, this and that, and he like when he walks off the field after an interception, which are very few and far between, by the way. But like he has this like attitude, like dude. How do people want players to act after they throw an interception? They've been like me at work. Like I work at a cheese factory, right? I don't make very many mistakes. You could ask my boss; he'll tell you. But when I do,
make no mistakes, Matt.
No mistake. That's what they call me. No mistake, Matt. And
there we go.
But like, what do people want you to act like when you do wrong? Like, you ever see someone getting pulled over by the cops? Just like, yeah, let's go. Like when people make mistakes, but people act like Aaron Rodgers is the only one that ever have an attitude when he like screws up. Remember Brett Favre? Whenever Brett Favre threw an interception, he was always going to his wide receiver. Like, you were supposed to cut in. Like, you can watch highlights of every Brett Favre interception. I guarantee you watch it far enough, he's doing this because he's telling his wide receiver, you should have went there. He does it all the time. And I'm not even shit on him because if he's right, which I don't know because I wasn't in the huddle, they won't let me in.
Well, you don't know the playbook, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, a lot of times, you don't know if the Brett Favre threw a lot of damn interceptions. I got to assume a lot of those.
Well, a lot by a lot, do you mean the most in NFL history?
He threw the most ever. Like, you ever, like, know someone, like someone at work where they're like, I've heard a lot of people say that he cheated on his wife or he like, did something bad or whatever. She knows what. I don't care about that because that's none of my business. But I'm just saying, like something bad, and then you're like, but a lot of people said it. So that's kind of like with Brett Favre. This is a bad analogy, but with Brett Favre,
I don't know where you're going with this.
But like when a quarterback throws a lot of interceptions, like if they throw a few, you're like, obviously some of those are the receiver's fault. But if you throw the most, you thrown more than anyone else. At some point, you had to be like, it might have been him.
It might have been a little bit, right?
Yeah, it might have been him. You can't blame the receiver for all of them if you have the most. You have more than any other person that on the whole earth that has ever played the game you're playing. You've done that certain bad thing more than anybody else ever. It's got to be you.
Got to at least fall on you a little bit, right?
Yeah. I love. No, that's actually one question I want to talk about. It's a topic. All right. First of all, I love me some Brett Favre. Dude, I remember.
As do I. Favorite player of all time.
Yeah. Dude, first of all, like I remember Don Mikowski. All right. I'll get into this.
The Magic Man.
All right. So when I was a kid, we were poor. I had to call my mom out, but I was that. I shouldn't have said that. But I'm just saying, we didn't have a whole ton of money. But I had this number 7 jersey, all right? If my mom watches this, she ain't going to listen this far anyways. No one else is. My mom sure shit. But anyways, but I'm going to say we didn't have a lot of money. So we didn't have, like, jerseys and all this. We didn't have this fancy picture I printed off the internet and put it in a frame. We didn't have that stuff. No, I'm just saying. But I had the 7 jersey, all right? Mom got it at a rummage sale. It didn't say nothing on the back, but it was 7. It was green. That was Don Mikowski. Magic Man. I love this dude. I love Don Mikowski. When Brett Favre first started playing, I was mad. I was like, screw this dude. Like, we didn't even know how to say his name. We're like, screw Favre. Like, do me a favor, get Magic Man back in the game. You know? So we would go out in the backyard. We had the snowsuits on, the Packer game. Because every kid, like when I was growing up, the Packers would play, you'd watch them, you get hyped because the Packers are playing. Yeah, they go to a commercial. You go outside and play football in the snow, beat the shit out of everyone in the neighborhood, just playing. And Brett Favre came in, and we used to make fun of him, like, oh, look at Brett Favre's in the game. Oh, look at the offensive line covers so well. When Don Mikowski in the game, they don't do that, because like Don Mikowski, like we felt like betrayed by the Packers.
Yeah. Because
Don Mikowski got hurt, and they're just going to throw Favre. Like, we were hurt. Like,
did you know Magic Man's kid, his son, is playing for the Green Bay Booyah this summer?
No kidding. I didn't know that.
They kick off their season as they're literally they just started their first game of the season as we were recording this. But yeah,
I might go watch just so I can meet Don Mikowski.
I imagine he'll probably be at least a couple games. So,
and he'll probably be like, I don't want to talk to you right now or ever.
Or ever.
No, but I forgot where I was going with this. But Don Mikowski was the guy. What were we talking about before, so I can catch back up?
Matt, if you think I remember, you're sadly mistaken.
I'm just saying, back in the day, Magic Man was the guy. Dude, I love Don Mikowski. Not in a weird way.
Was he your first favorite quarterback?
Yeah, he was my first favorite player.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he was my first favorite player. Not my most favorite now. I love Paul Hornung's story.
Okay.
Who's your favorite player right now? I mean, all time.
Favre. It's really not close. I mean, Favre, I would say other guys that I didn't get to watch, John Elway would probably be my answer, even though he beat the Packers in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was the first jersey that was the first non-Packers jersey. Well, maybe not. That was the first jersey I ever purchased with my money. Was a John Elway jersey.
I don't like John Elway in any way, shape, or form.
Is it because he beat the Packers?
Yes. That's exactly the only reason, the only reason. No, but here's the question I had before I went on a tangent. I had to look at my notes because I have notes. I prepare for these things.
You're a professional.
Yeah, exactly. So Brett Favre has had a lot to say this season. I'm not going to talk about the first thing because that's not what I want to talk about. But he said that Jordan Love could play the same position as Taysom Hill. What do you think about those comments? And this is not me trying to talk bash on Brett Favre because, like I said,
no. So I'll just dive into it. So we did. We talked about this.
Get into it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
We talked about this. We talked about this on the show yesterday, and we played the soundbite. And Kyle and I were talking, and we just came to the conclusion. Number one, what the hell did you just say? And number two, we're just gonna blow it off because it's like Uncle Brett. I mean, this guy's been saying stupid shit for the last 2 years about the Packers, and it doesn't make me hate him. He's Uncle Brett at this point.
Yeah, I'm not looking. Here's my thing with it. Brett Favre, who I love, because like even though all the shit that I said about Don Mikowski, I came around. I was like 10 when that, or whatever. I don't know how old I was, but I was like playing football in the backyard in a snowsuit. All right, but then I became I was 16 or so when they won the Super Bowl 31. I love Brett Favre. Like, dude, when Tom Brady came up and he won the Super Bowl in 2001, I was mad because I was like, I remember thinking, I can't wait until Brady falls off and they treat him like they treated Brett Favre, because Brett Favre was treated like shit, when they went 4-12 and this and that. This is before he came back up and all that. And I remember thinking, I can't wait until Brady has this type of, and Patriots fans get to feel like what we're feeling, because I loved Brett Favre. Like Brett Favre for forever. Like Green Bay loved Brett Favre. And what the hell is I talking about? Oh yeah. So, but like he says weird shit now as he's retired. He says weird shit.
Well, so, the best part about this is, Matt, is that when he said that, do you know what media outlet he was talking to when he said that?
Was it TMZ?
It was TMZ.
Like, why is he talking to TMZ?
That was the first thing I said when I brought it up on my show yesterday. Why the hell is Brett Favre talking to TMZ?
Why is TMZ talking to Brett Favre? Did he see Britney Spears?
Right. Did you see the video of her this week?
Dude,
here's the video of Britney Spears.
Here's my thing. I do believe Brett Favre, who I love and I respect, and he's a great back. When he went to the Vikings, I hated him. I won't lie. You can look back at my Facebook, because you know how people like to go back and say, well, you said this or that. You won't find no racism, but you will find the Brett Favre shit talk. Because when he played for the Vikings, I trashed him. I throttled.
Oh, I bet.
I remember Brett Favre was playing for the Vikings, and in practice, someone threw a ball or kicked a ball and it hit him in the dick, all right? And he fell on the ground. He was rolling around. It hurt. I posted this on Facebook every single day because I loved it, because I hated the Vikings. And you play – dude, here's what it is. I tell my kids this. I love my kids more than anything. If you end up being really good at football, which they didn't, I just want to let that out there. They didn't. But if they would have –
athletic aspirations did not
none at all. They'll do things, but it won't be in athletics. But I told them when they were young, when this is all happening, if you play for the Vikings, I will root against you. I will not go to the game. I might, if you give me some really good seats, but I'm going to wear a Packer jersey. I won't wear your jersey.
What's your before we wrap this up, Matt? What's your hatred scale? Is it more toward the Vikings or the Bears?
It's the Bears, and let me tell you why. All right. I had a neighbor growing up, best friend. He's a Bears fan. His name is Chuck. All right. He had a Walter Payton rookie card. Someone stole it after. I'm glad.
Was it you?
No, it wasn't me. But I remember I went back to visit him after years of not seeing him. We were grown. He's like, someone stole it. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have showed it to so many fucking people. Anyways, because he showed it to me. He's like, look at my Walter Payton rookie card. I wanted to burn it. Anyways, but that was back. I was born in '79, so figure my childhood friend, 85, I was 6. I remember being 10 years old, right? So that was a couple years later or whatever, more than a couple. But anyways, you know the math.
It'd be 89. Yes, go on.
So my mom, like we were hardcore Packer fans. We had this TV, all the uncles would come over and watch Packer. He wasn't allowed in the house. They'd be like, don't bring that son bitch in here because the Packers are playing the Bears and I don't want to see that shit. Like he was not like he was a family friend basically.
He was exiled from your house on Sundays.
He was allowed all the time, but on Sundays, if the Packers are playing the Bears, don't bring that son bitch in here. Like there was like he was. That's just real. Like so, I learned at an early age like the Bears are bad. They're bad, and we don't associate with them. And even though he was my best friend, we used to play catch over the yard. Even if we were grounded, my mom, because back in the '80s, when you get grounded, you could still go outside.
Right.
They didn't want you in the house talking to them. They're like, oh, you can't leave the yard though. So we would be grounded together because we'd always do shit together. So we play football.
Right.
But they wouldn't let him in the house because the Packer Bears shit. The Vikings, I didn't start hating the Vikings until I started going on Twitter and I met Viking fans and I was like, oh, they're really shitty people. Like
Yeah, see, a lot of them suck, especially on the cesspool that we know is Twitter. But yeah.
But so, how about you? Like, because you're like in a different part of the state, right? Like you grew up in a different part of the state.
Well, I grew up in Green Bay.
Oh, did you?
I grew up in Green Bay. Yeah, I did.
I didn't see you.
You didn't see me?
You know, I was
probably didn't know me back then.
I was like 20 years older than you, so if I did see you, it's probably not a good thing if I was hanging out in middle school.
yeah. Well, let's hope you didn't do that. Number one.
No.
Number two. Yeah.
So,
Jesus.
who is your team?
Now I'm officially scared of you.
Who is your team?
Is it
different
Bears.
now?
Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, always, of course. I mean, when you grow up in Green Bay, you just are born to hate the Bears, right? And so it always will be. But I know way more Vikings fans than I know Bears fans. So they're 1A and 1B for me. And then the Cowboys, and like I said, I like the Ravens. But the Ravens fans, they get after me on Twitter.
So why Ravens? Because you mentioned this earlier. Because I don't know not one Ravens fan. So I know that you do because you did some stuff. So,
yeah,
why the Ravens?
I used to host a podcast from my junior year of high school till my sophomore year of college, so 3 years, with a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends. His name's Victor Hensley. He lives down in North Carolina, and he's a big Ravens fan. Not a Panthers fan, he's a Ravens fan. I don't know why, but so on Twitter he's connected. Yeah, right. It's very strange, but nonetheless, good for him, I guess. But he's obviously got a lot of Ravens fans followers, right? So when we would promote our podcast, they'd follow me. And I was not a believer in Lamar Jackson nor Joe Flacco. So for the last, 6 years, I've just been shitting on the Ravens quarterbacks. And now I've shut up because Lamar Jackson just won the MVP. But I get into a lot of fights with Ravens fans on Twitter. I think that's probably the group behind the Bears and the Vikings that gets after me the most.
All right. So all right. We'll wrap this up because it is getting kind of late. We've been doing this for a long time. This is gonna be a long ass podcast.
It's a good episode. It's a good chat.
Oh, it's gonna be, dude. There's no chances it isn't getting posted. But Lamar Jackson, dude, I love Lamar Jackson. I remember last year I made a YouTube video. It didn't get a lot of views because I don't have a lot of people follow me because I'm a loser. But they were making comparisons to Taysom Hill to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson won MVP. Like it's insane to me. I get that he doesn't have a lot of passing yards, doesn't have all this and that, but he can run. Like there's no difference to me in running and passing. If you make yards and you make touchdowns, like you're doing what you're supposed to do. So
are you saying running back and quarterback are the same position?
No, but let's say in baseball, right? Right? I don't watch a lot of baseball, but if you hit the ball and it goes into the outfield, not real far, but you get to first base, right? Does it matter if you hit it really far, but they threw it to first base after you got there, or if you bunt it? Like all it matters is that you got to first base, right?
That's
a weird analogy, but I think
this is a weird comparison. Yeah, I'll take it.
Like you're getting the job done.
Yes.
I get it that you're not going to compare Lamar Jackson to Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. Not saying better or worse, but I'm saying it's like obviously there's a different style because a lot of his stuff is running. But dude, Lamar Jackson, like watching him play, like I have never in my life ever had a need.
Lamar Jackson did lead the league in touchdown passes last year. Let's not forget.
My thing is like I've never watched a Ravens game. I have never felt the need to watch Ravens game. I don't give a shit about the Ravens. They're AFC, I don't give a shit about them. But Lamar Jackson, to watch him play is just
he's electric.
He's fun to watch. Patrick Mahomes is fun to watch play. But Lamar Jackson, outside of Aaron Rodgers, because he's my quarterback, is the most fun quarterback for me to watch. But I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he's better than this person or that person. But I just enjoy watching him the same way that a lot of fans like to watch Brett Favre play.
Yeah.
Like you watch Lamar Jackson mic'd up, he's just joking, and I just love it. I'm sweating out here. It's hot.
I'm sweating my ass off too. I gotta pee. We're killing us.
All right.
We're killing each other right here.
Let's just end this thing. All right. So what do you got to end this thing? Because my bladder is about to burst. And
yeah, so is mine. So we're in the same ballpark.
I'm running out of beer too. But we're posting this thing.
I'll end it with this. Number 1, post the damn thing. Number 2, I will come back anytime you'd like me to. And number 3, go Pack.
Go Pack, go. Hey, everyone who is still listening. And first of all, anyone who is still listening right now at this very single moment. Look at this guy.
Let's do something. Hold on. Let's do something.
No, I want to give it away.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's exactly what I was going to do. Go.
No, we definitely get. If you're still watching this shit at this moment or listening,
they should tweet us both a keyword.
Yeah, and then what are you going to give them?
Oh God. I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah,
I'll give you something good though.
No, I have a beanie, but it's like 90 degrees outside, so you probably don't want that.
What about a Bear Still Shuck shirt?
Oh yeah, I have a Bear Still Shuck shirt. But it might not be your size, but I have some.
Okay, so let's do this.
What should they tweet us or message us?
We need to think of a word.
Tweet
us the word panini.
It has to be a word they can freaking spell.
P-A-N-I-N-I. It's not that hard, Matt.
Well, maybe just for me.
Well, you can't see your keyboard when you're typing, so it makes sense. So tweet Matt Panini and
at Alex Strouf. Tweet him too. Or
Alex _Strouf. There's an underscore.
What the hell? Why is it gonna be so confusing?
So that's actually a story, and we'll end it on this note. My original Twitter account was at Alex Strouf in 2016, I think. It got hacked by these guys. I don't know who they were. Trying to promote Ray-Bans, like fake Ray-Ban sunglasses. And while it was coming out of my account, and those tweets, are gone. But if you go to my old account, they were still, my last tweets are, what the hell is going on? I'm being hacked. And the email that I had hooked up to that account, I don't have access to anymore. So I could never get back into the account, and I had to start over.
So that's a fail on your part. On your part.
I have more followers on my new account than I did my old one, so it's all right. We built back the followers.
It's a fail. Everyone knows it. So
fuck you. I'm hanging up on you.
Panini,
like the sandwich.
No one's gonna know that.
Okay, give us a better word.
I'm looking at a box that says. All right, how about this? No, I don't know. Hashtag no all right fair weather as like Viking fans.
Fair weather fans, okay.
No, it has to be some people know how to spell, because a lot of my followers are as dumb as I am.
I don't think I just spelled it. P-A-N-I-N-I. Panini.
Okay, let's go with that. What is it spelled again?
P-A-N-I-N-I.
All right, if you're smart enough to spell that and still listening, oh, God bless you, because you're better than me. Hey, I appreciate you coming. Hey, Alex Strouf, Comedy Central. All right, for real, go to my Instagram.
Did you say Comedy Central? Did you say Comedy Central?
No, I did say Comedy Central. Cream City Central. Go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook. I posted about this guy. I'm a little tipsy.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
No, I'll tell you guys this one last time. This guy is going to be something. You're going to see this prick on ESPN someday. NFL Network, where I don't know where the hell you'll see him. But you're going to see him somewhere important, and then I'll be begging to get an interview with this prick. All right?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've always got you, Matt. Like I said, anytime, anywhere, and I don't know if I'll make it that big. Maybe like Green Bay radio. That might be the peak for me, but we'll see.
All right. No, I think it'll do better. No, Cream City Central, this dude is going to do some things. All right? But check him out, Alex Strouf. Tweet us Padini or some shit. And
Panini.
We'll find some shit to send to you. He's gotta find the hardest word to spell ever.
This impromptu garbage.
He could have said to send us like brew dad or something, but he's gotta have a bikini or whatever. I gotta see it. So we're done here. I appreciate you coming up. He's gonna come on a lot more times because I got a lot to say to him. And
for sure, Matt.
Go Pat, go.